So sorry everyone, I started loading the bike and I didn't have you with me. This guy's helping. Okay. So this bike, because it doesn't have the linkage suspension system, you know, that used to stick down right here and was always up against it. It kept me from being able to maneuver the bike as much as I wanted up here on the bike stand. But now, you know, totally clear down here, shock mounts up here, so way different, and I like it. I've got it, you know, kind of shifted as much this way as I can. Don't know that it really makes a difference, but so you can see this T-bolt is right to the outside of this foot peg, and then this side I've got it more in the center of the foot peg, so it's this way, you know, a little bit. And this hole here is capsuled, so you've got a little adjustment back and forth. But these are the factory foot pegs, and as soon as I looked at them I knew we were going to be okay. I think it was the Kawasaki, the holes in the foot peg weren't big enough to fit these T-bolts through. So I ordered aftermarket foot pegs for the Kawasaki, and then I even had to modify, I had to grind a little bit out of one of them to get the T-bolt through. So let's get this finished up. This is the most that we have to pack up today, is the back end of the bike here. So the sooner we can get this finished up, the better off we are. I'm starting with the hardest thing first. So, call me crazy, but really just taking my time getting this packed up here. Okay, let's get this pumped all the way up here. And if y'all are curious about this bike carrier, I've got to vouch for it. You know, we have, what, 60,000 miles on this bike carrier with a bike on it. So I've got to say that it's pretty good. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, I guess you were just looking at my back. So you put this strap up here, which holds the steering to one side so it's not flopping back and forth. So that's what I'm doing here. Oops. Okay. There we go. Okay, she's on there. That's the basic cover, and then we'll get a bunch of bungees on here. Okay, I usually put one bungee here and then another one there, and that's usually it. And then we've got to load up the back step. And you're asking, well, why didn't you load the step before you got the bike up there? Well, I found that when raising and lowering the jack, you see how close it is to that step? Well, when this thing is being raised and lowered, it goes through like a little arc, kind of, and that actually bumps in to the step, so I can't load this stuff first. I have to do it this way, which stinks, but it is what it is. Now let's do our Jenga. See which way goes best. Oh, I actually just added these cleats. I added 2 of them down here for bungees, because I was always going behind the items and then having to hook to the bumper step there. So I was actually squeezing things down and not up against the rig. So it was always like, and then I would put some final straps like here and across, but mainly everything was being squeezed downward, and now hopefully I can squeeze up against the back of the rig a little bit better. So that's obviously Lefty's chair. Oh, and Grandma fixed the seam edges. I never showed that. She took it in and I didn't see it. She tidied it up and made them look better. The edges that were kind of raw from what she did last year. And then that's my chair. And this is Lefty's elevated bed. And the last thing we have is, this is our mat that goes outside. And right to there. This area of the truck is like in an air dead zone when we're going down the highway. There's not a lot of forces back here. All right, we're gonna call that good. We got, oh yeah, I think that might be the strongest it's ever been. This was always bungee cords. Yeah, those got no movement to them. So I'm glad I found the ratchet straps. We'll stop and check it after, 10, 15 miles, but I'm sure that's going to be fine. Okay, Lefty's bed is ready. He's got both his blankets washed. His bed, which you saw that I vacuumed and wiped that down for him. He's got squeaky chicken and squeaky donut. So he's ready to rock. I got all my linens cleaned up in here. Everything's fresh. Oh, Mom got me... She got some black cherries yesterday, so she threw some in a baggie for me. Love it. I've got my ONN Android TV stick plugged back in. Speakers online over there. And I'll tell you, man, beautiful day. I saw the weather, and I waited till today to leave. Yesterday was rainy. Today it's supposed to be like 73 and sunny. Very low humidity. Beautiful day. Perfect day for travel. So I'm gonna go and take a shower and then we can get out of here. Are you just about ready? Huh? Come here this way. Come on inside. I gotta take a bath. Come on. Come on, let's go. Come on. I gotta take a bath. Okay. There you go. Okay, buddy, I'm ready. That was from my last Chinese food. I hear you. Okay, I'm ready. We're heading up, got to put some diesel in, right? Truck drive better. Wow. I think the only thing left is the steering box. We talked about that after Harry did the alignment. He said you need a new steering box, and I can feel it if the steering box was tight right now, but as far as smoothness, oh my goodness. As I was just getting on the thruway, I was like almost like, come on. Let me talk to the folks. I'll get back with you. No, it came back up. As I was getting on, it was so smooth. I was waiting for something to happen. Like, we're here at the Pennsylvania Welcome Center. You might recognize this. I think last year we stopped here. So look off in the distance. That's Lake Erie. Some whitecaps out there today. It's got a pretty good breeze all day. See the bushes? They had a pretty good crosswind on the interstate coming here. And these are vineyards all along here in this area. We just took our evening walk. Lefty's having his dinner right now. And I'm gonna have some dinner. And we're gonna call it a day. So we'll see y'all in the morning. Really good day today. Really nice day. The truck is driving so good. I sent Harry a message and thanked him for all the work and told him how good it's riding. So we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. We woke up very restless night, and this usually happens our first night back on the road. I was awake until past midnight, and usually I'm asleep by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at the latest. I'm out for the night, and I was awake past midnight, and then I woke up multiple times between midnight and 5 a.m. when I finally just got up. So it was one of those kind of nights. Lefty was tossing and turning, so both of us suffer from the same thing. It's just, the bed feels totally different. And we'll get used to it, so it's not a big deal. We just took a little walk outside. It's funny, there's only 6 cars maybe in this entire big parking lot at the rest stop. And of course, one of them is snuggled right up next to us on the driver's side of the rig. There's 50 empty spots all around us. And I feel bad because I just started the rig up and they're still in the car trying to sleep. And I also had to go in the cabinet out there, so I'm opening and closing and, trying to not be loud, but the cabinet's closing is pretty loud, so. And then the engine, of course, and they're sitting right next to us. Diesel smell, so we're gonna, I think there's a truck stop just like 10 miles up the road. We're gonna take a drive. I developed a really terrible headache last night, and that's what every time I would stir, I'd have this headache. And I'm gonna take a couple Advil. It's like right here in my eye, and I can feel it still this morning. So not an auspicious start to the trip, but things will smooth. Not a big deal. I hope we're working and that y'all can see and hear me. First pull out on the trip this morning, and I forgot to secure the cameras, and you guys took a big spill kind of right down in the water bowl, so my 2-headed mic got soaked. It's over there on the countertop. I had to squeeze out the little dead cat, the furry things. I had to squeeze them out, and hopefully they'll dry through the day. So Lefty is laying on something that Grandma knitted up for him really quick. It's kind of like a little runner. There's 2 of them there, so he's got some cushion now. because last year he started laying in that area quite a bit. So she made him a little bit more comfortable.
See our first pictures. It's a familiar faces from Dallas, so it's good bother. Okay. Excuse me. It's packed. It's packed. I love it. Look at this. Look at this.
Look at that thing. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Some Ford E-Series cabin chassis. They still sell them. I read that the E-Series is the longest continuous production run of a model of vehicle in U.S. history. If you know that I'm wrong, put it down in the comments, but I read that they started the E-Series, I don't know, is it 50 years ago? And it's still being produced. There's, you got the Tesla charging station, and that blue Tesla there, a couple of people sitting in it, and they both are wearing masks while they charge their electric car. Now, while they're sitting there, we're gonna cook breakfast, eat, take a walk, and then continue on driving without putting any diesel in because we've got enough on board. And we'll be on down the road while they breathe their mask filtered air at the charging station. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we stayed here before. This is the RV lot and the water tower. It looks so familiar. Like right now, the way, like the weather and the smells and everything, I'm really glad that we're back out here. I wish we had been back on the road a month ago to experience more summer. Like I can hear the cicadas singing out in the trees there. And when you're not out in the summer months, you miss out on this kind of feeling. I'm really glad we're out here. And next year I want to spend more time even in the summer months so that we don't miss out on all the great summer feeling. Right, buddy? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at this. 2 fresh ones. Right from the factory. Don't even have their colors on them yet. Ford E-Series. They're on the transport. There's their grandpa right there. Well, that's 2 nights in a row where I couldn't sleep. It's 5:45, but we crossed the time zone yesterday. Right before we got here, we crossed, so it's 4:45 here, technically. So I fell asleep. I was awake till at least midnight, tossing and turning, and couldn't get to sleep. And then I know I fell asleep for like an hour and a half. And then back awake again.
And I don't know what it is. I'm just laying here. I cannot fall asleep. And it's driving me crazy. Lefty slept like the night before. He didn't. He tossed and turned. He was up fidgeting all night. And last night he just was down there on his back, arms straight up in the air, just snoring away. There's a Love's 10 miles up the road. We're going to fire up the rig. I'm going to take him out for a little walk. We're actually at the Indiana Welcome Center. So we were on Interstate 80, 90/80. And all you got is those service plazas. And you can't pull in and sleep at one of them. They're just not conducive to sleeping. You can, but they're terrible. So I looked and saw that I think we're on Interstate. I'd have to look at the map. I'm sorry. So we got off of 80, took a surface road. It was like 11 miles, jumped on this interstate and went like 2 miles. We actually went into Michigan while we were doing that. So we went out of Indiana into Michigan and then back into Indiana, and we're at the Indiana Welcome Center, which is a pretty nice place. We tucked in here up in the corner, and was a good evening, not loud. All right, let me get him outside. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go up and get a cup of coffee and wake up. Yeah, we've whoa. This has been quite the journey here. Like we're gonna get back on the interstate right up here. Pretty land though. Boy. Just beautiful. So now that we've shuffled our way through the cornfields, got back on I-80 just to get off at the first truck stop exit that I saw, because I want to get us tidied up. Checking on him, make sure he's okay out there. So there have been road trips where I never put the bed away, and I feel like when I do that, that's when I'm feeling like I don't want to, like I'm out of control, you know, like, you know, I like to have my routine kind of, and part of that is having the bed put away so that when it comes time for, you know, this evening, I can sit in the chair and unwind and watch some Game of Thrones or something. What did I just do? I did something wrong. See, I don't have my good stuff back yet. Okay. What did I just do wrong? What am I doing? I did that. Why do I feel like everything is incorrect? What the heck? I don't know, something about that fold does not seem right. I like to have it organized back here and tidy. I mean, y'all know how I am, right? But there have been trips where, you know, like I don't want to say we're struggling, but we're not having the greatest time. And I've just left the bed unfolded. I'm trying to think. I think we did that. Hello. Yeah, I'm talking to the folks.
You hear me in here mumbling? What? Ah! Here's my bath towel. I took a shower at Mom's right before we pulled out, so I had to bring my damp towel in the truck with us. So it's all dry now. Well, it should be. It's been hanging for 2 days. So I hope I have room. I already have 2 of these towels up here. I really didn't need to bring the third one. 2 of them is plenty. You use one. When it gets dirty, you pull the other one out. And then by then you're doing laundry again. So, all right, let's get him something to eat. Oh, I'm sorry, what? You want some of this? This is freshly cooked chicken thigh meat, stripped off the bone by his loving grandma. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Skinned and stripped off the bone by his grandma, just for him. Bagged up in it. Puts hunk of meat in a baggie. So I have several of these baggies. I freeze them, and then as I need one, I pull it out. And he gets this broken up on his food. A little bit messy from my end, but what do you say? He's worth it. There you go. Okay. Okay, we're gonna get finished up here. So I've gotta get myself cleaned up, brush my teeth, probably dump the garbage, and reset all the clocks so we're all on the right time zone. In fact, I've got to reset the time on you because you're off by an hour. And then we'll get back on the road. So we'll check in with you on down the road here, down Interstate 80. Are you enjoying that? Such a spoiled dog. Holy smokes, he's pretty much done already. Wow. Chicken, fresh chicken. Such a spoiled dog. Oh, was that good? Oh my goodness, big chops. Where's the burp? He always does a big burp. Oh, where's the burp? Where is it? Where's that big burp? There it was. We made it. We're at Iowa 80 rest stop. I'm gonna go in here and get me something to eat. And then there's a rest stop about 15 miles up the road. And we're gonna head up there. How big can you be? How big can you be?
No sé, le quiero comprar un par.
sir? You want to talk to the folks? We are at a rest stop here on I-80 in Iowa. We've stopped for the day. It's 6 p.m. It was a nice day today. Didn't get real warm at all. It was cloudy, hit and miss most of the day. But I tell you, after that semi passed us and its tire blew, I was done for the day. Oh my gosh, that got my adrenaline going. It sure did. I keep checking the truck, like I don't see that the tire carcass hit us at all. You know, I felt and heard it, and I think what I felt and heard was the blowing of the tire, because it was a boom, and I felt this, you know, not bad, not like I ran over something, but I felt just this jar kind of, and heard that noise, and you know, I didn't know what the heck happened. I mean, I'm sure the cars behind us, maybe somebody else had to pull over, because that was a big hunk of rubber, and I saw it heading right for this white car. But then I lost track of it, you know, what was going on. I was too busy paying attention to us. Oh, yeah, excuse me. Yeah, 2 nights of less than 2 hours each night of sleep. I got something to eat, and then I had to fight to not fall asleep. I didn't want to fall asleep. We've been here a couple hours. I didn't want to fall asleep that early, you know, and mess up my rhythm. So I forced myself to stay awake. But after that happened, I'm like, I'm done. That's enough for me today. So we just did a second walk. It's a beautiful rest stop. They got some great grass here too. Really good grass. Good on you, Iowa. Beautiful. Oh. And he grumbled at me till I let him jump up on the bed here. I don't know why. He likes it up there. Huh. We made our way to a rest stop. So we're coming up on, I think it's Council Bluffs, Iowa. We went through Des Moines. You know, we took off from the rest stop this morning. We drove about 35 miles to get a cup of coffee, and then this rest stop was 130 miles. So I saw the sign. Well, actually, we passed a rest stop and it said next rest stop 130. So 130 plus the 35, 165. So let's say 170 miles we've driven already this morning. And it's like 9:30. I got my big cup of coffee from Pilot in me. Tom, thank you. Tom sent me fuel cards for Pilot and Flying J, and then the other card is for Loves. And thankfully the diesel prices have come down. The lowest I've seen is $3.25, and I've still seen
like $4.25. So a dollar swing per gallon for the diesel. And thankfully there's Pilot, Flying J, and Loves pretty much everywhere out here. So this morning I put in, the pump stopped at $100, and that was like $3.55 a gallon. So do the math, and that actually I was past the full mark. I've been keeping us really full up. I haven't let us go lower than a half a tank. The truck actually seems to handle better with more weight in the back. You know, the fuel tank is way out back behind the rear axle. I've got the bike on back. I've got 20 pounds in the airbags. You know, and I have those shocks on the back, those load leveler coil over shocks on the back. But with all the weight back there, it makes the front end feel lighter, you know, obviously, and it feels better. It really does. It feels a lot better like that. When there's more weight on the nose, it's kind of sluggish in the front with the steering. So that's why I've been keeping the fuel tank full up, because it feels better. Plus, I don't ever have to worry. I mean, with a, whoa, holy smokes, a big hole. When we've got full tanks, it's a 55-gallon tank. So even at 10 miles to the gallon, we can go 550 miles. So I don't ever get a worry that we're gonna not be able to find a fuel station, because we go a long ways before we have to fill up. We're gonna spend some time here. I'm gonna fold the bed up, see what I got in there that I can have to eat, give Lefty his breakfast, and just take a little bit of time to relax before we head back out. I want to look at the maps also. So what I'm trying to do, I don't want to go in through the Denver area into Colorado. I've done that drive. The truck doesn't like it. You know, I don't know. I've got to decide what I want to do. I know that if we go the Denver direction, it's like 30 minutes of I don't like it and the truck doesn't like it, you know, steep roads. But we've done it 2 or 3 times, and it's probably not any better the Colorado Springs direction. I don't know. I can't pinpoint it. I know I've been that way before, but I don't know if I've been the exact way that we're looking at going. In summation, I got to look at the map and see which way. That's not for another, I don't need to make that decision for another few hundred miles, but if I'm going to do Colorado Springs, then we've got to shoot south off of, are we still going to be on 80 at that point? We've got to shoot south and get down to Colorado Springs. So it would add, I think it's like 45 minutes to the trip, because we're going to go down and then over and back up. But if we go the Denver way, we're just going across and then south. So it adds a little bit of miles. So I don't know. I'm going to look at the roads and see if it makes any sense to do that. And I'm sure some of you are screaming at the screen right now, like, yeah, let's go Colorado Springs. Or you're saying, no, the Denver way is better. So keep screaming. Maybe I'll hear you. I'll tell you, I have like 0 stress level as far as the truck goes. It's riding so good. The handling, the steering, it's such a difference, and it makes for a less stressful drive, you know. Even over bumpy roads, it's doing better. So many smells. Oh my goodness. Found a little path back here behind the rest stop. They're building something back there. Up, leave it. Come on. What that is. Come on, get. Okay, leave your mark. No camping. Remember, I think it was when Jeff and I were on our way up to the beet harvest, we stopped at a rest stop for overnight. We were way up. I think we were in North Dakota. And it was, you know, not a lot of traffic on the interstate up in that area. So the rest stop was quiet, small when we pulled in there. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And there were signs that said no camping. And Jeff, you know, he had that little trailer. And to set that up, he had to, you know, like, it had these flaps of wood, like he would unfold. He had to take it out of travel mode to put it into sleep mode. And he got nervous because it said no camping. And I'm like, Jeff, I think that's, you know, like tent camping kind of stuff. They have to put that up or else somebody will end up living there in a tent, you know? So he ended up leaving there and he went up the road to some other, like a parking lot behind a gas station, I think, and he spent the night up there. And the next morning he said it was, if I remember right, he said it was noisy, like there were trucks, semis all around him. And I'm like, man, you should have stayed. I said, I woke up this morning and when I came out the door, I was surprised to see like 6 semis in the rest stop because I didn't hear a thing all night. I didn't think anybody was there but us. And that was a really nice, quiet rest stop. And there was another one we stopped at, and it also had the no camping signs, and it was manned by a guy that worked there. He was just getting ready to leave. It was like just before 5 o'clock. It was getting dark. It was in the fall, and said no camping, and Jeff was concerned about it, again, because he had to like unfold his trailer to sleep. And we went in and asked the guy, and the guy's like, no, that's for like people that, for tent camping. We don't want people setting up a tent out in the middle of the grass and making a campsite, you know? He said, you're fine. So that's why I say no camping has to do with tents, not sleeping in your vehicle. Rest stops are for sleeping in your vehicle so you don't drive drowsy. That's dangerous. Oh, do you want some dinner? Huh? We could get some dinner. He wants to do anything except go back in that truck, I'll guarantee it. Even food, he'd rather miss out on food if we could stay out here. Iowa DOT, remove tree. There used to be something else. Maybe that one said keep tree. Wonder if there's... Oh yeah, it's not looking good up here. It's got some dead areas. Ah! My sunglasses just flipped. Left. What you doing? You know, I think, like if I... my sunglasses are broken. My earpiece keeps falling off. These are my Quartzsite flea market sunglasses. One of 2 pairs that I bought there over 2 years ago. And this earpiece has cracked. Well, this stinks. We pulled out of the rest stop, and as we're going to get on, it's dead stop traffic. It wasn't like that when we pulled into the rest stop. So I don't know if there's an accident up here or if this is construction, but we've gone like a mile in 10 minutes since we got back on. And the road kind of goes up over a rise, and I can see at the top of the rise it's still stopped. So it's not like this is clearing up. And I looked on come on. Maps thinks we're on a different road than we're on. Look, it wants me to get back on Interstate 80. We're on 80. Yeah, so before when this was correct, you could see red, 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 and then it cleared up, and then some more red. So it must be construction. These are the kind of sights that when you're in the other lane going the other direction and I look over and I'm like, oh, those poor people. Well, we're those poor people right now. Just had a really good, oh my gosh, I can see, the line of trucks behind me is incredible. I don't know what's going, it's got to be an accident. Actually, no, there was just a sign back there talking about restricted width lanes, so they must be doing construction then. It said if you 10-foot wide lanes, if you're wider than that, you got to get off at an exit up here. We got up to that exit and it totally cleared. There was a big giant extra wide oversized truck that had pulled off at that exit. You know, it had the follow car and the lead car. I think that one truck caused all this problem. There were police there. So I don't know, one truck with an oversized load pulling off of the interstate caused, because now we're back up to speed and everything's fine. This is us for tonight. We are in Nebraska. It's a little bleak looking today, but tell you, Nebraska, I-80 in Nebraska, the smoothest road, smooth and flat. I had my hands off the steering wheel and the truck was just going straight down the road. So we're gonna take a little walk out here, get him some dinner, and then we're in for the night. Oh goodness, good morning. Hello, buddy. I just woke up. He's still down here snoring. It's 5:15. You know, we parked all the way at the end in the last spot, and somebody has wedged themselves. Their car is 5 feet from my door. Maybe it's full. I won't know till we go outside and look. But I'm about to fire the truck up, so they're not going to be happy. That's part of sleeping at a rest stop. You never know what's going to happen. I slept good. I guess I've gotten used to, you know, there's a little bit of road noise, but it really quiets down at night. The road gets pretty thin. No more Harleys. There were a lot of Harleys yesterday. I think people leaving the Sturgis area and coming back this direction. So no more bikes during the night. That quiets it down a lot. I slept pretty good. So there's a truck stop about, not even, about like 6 miles up the road. So we're gonna fire up and head down there and get a cup of coffee and hit the road. Hey, brother. Hello. Left. Lefty. Say hi to everyone. Hello. Puppy. Hello. You waking up? Huh? Waking up. Need to find a rest stop so we can get him out for a better WALK. Hopefully we got one coming up soon. We went to a pilot for necessities. It was a very small pilot station. Very busy though, a lot of trucks. This looks familiar. I'm pretty sure we've been to this rest stop before. This would have been a nice place to sleep. The car parking lot, see the truck line is up there and the interstate is on the other side of the truck line, and then you drive way back here for the car parking lot. And there must have been a lot of trucks here last night because they're parked all along the side, and then there's a few of them you can see parked back here. But this would have been nice and quiet. As long as no trucks pulled up there behind the cars, this would have been a good place. So I got to remember this one. And the place we're going right now, we've never been there before. We've been in the general area, but we've never been to this campground. So we'll see how it ends up. This is a nice rest stop. Big grassy area here. Really big. All of this. This is huge. Come on, pup. Get some dinner. There we go. Okay, you're very loud. See, this is the... Whenever we pull off, I let the engine run to cool off, the turbo and all that. It's in the book. It's in the owner's manual. So depending on how hard we've been pushing it, from a couple minutes up to 5 minutes of idling to let everything cool down. And this guy just goes bonkersville because he doesn't get it, even though we've done this 1,000 times. And I always say the same phrase, gotta let it cool. Gotta let it cool. All right? So that's the truck. He doesn't cool. The truck cools. He goes the other way. He gets wound up. We just pulled off at a rest stop. Gonna get the bed folded up, get us tidied up, get myself cleaned up, get him out for a good walk. Hello. All right, let me turn the key off and we can go outside. Okay, first feet on the ground in Colorado. We're at the Colorado Welcome Center on 76. I just checked and it's 3,500 foot elevation here. Hey, where are you going? Did you do that on purpose? Trying to tie me up. So yeah, I'm paying attention to the elevation. Our town of Leadville. Whoop. Uh-oh. Okay. He got some kind of burr. He got some kind of burr in his paw that he does he stops and puts his paw up in the air, so I got it out for him. I don't know what it was, but you always got to pay attention to that kind of stuff. Those goat heads, we always come across them in New Mexico. Those things are absolutely brutal. They are so strong. When he gets them in his paw and I have to pull it out, they hurt me trying to pull them out. They have I don't know how many points on them, but no matter which way you grab them from, they're going to stick you. Okay, let's stay on the path, buddy. Come on. I'm paying attention to the elevation. The place we're going to end up is pretty high. I think it's 11 or 12,000 feet. And, a person can get altitude sickness if you go that high and you're not used to it. Nope. Good Lord. How big of a pile of dog crap can a person leave? Nope. Come on, let's stay on the sidewalk. Left. Come on. I don't want you to get poked. So the plan I had was we're going to a location that's at 6,000 feet. Spend a week there. Nope. Come on, left. Spend a week there. and then go on up to the higher elevation. So we're parked, can you see us right there? I think that would be a beautiful overnight spot. I've already picked out which Walmart we're going to stop at. It's down in the Colorado Springs, right before we hit 24 and venture off into the forest. So that's our plan for tomorrow. I do need to find somewhere to get some water. And I saw they had an RV dump station here at this rest stop. I'm going to see if they have water available. Oh, there's some cactus. Okay, we're going to stroll around for a little bit. Nope. Like the looks of this sky up in front of us. The sun just started breaking out, burning through the fog, but man, that looks pretty ominous up ahead. So we are coming into Denver, and we're gonna skirt around Denver and then down onto 25, down to Colorado Springs, and then from Colorado Springs, we head directly west into the mountains. He's ready. Look at this guy. What a life. We're just getting our first look at the mountains. I love seeing them, but I hate seeing them because I know that at some point we got to go up and over them. And I like doing it, but sometimes the old rig doesn't like doing it. There they are. Ugh. These long downhills lead. Okay. So I go back and forth between no pedal and just a little bit of pedal to keep the speed down. When we get into a problem is when no pedal and it keeps speeding up. That's when that's when the brakes come into play. All right, we've got 5 miles to Interstate 25. He's got his nose in the vent. He's ready for whatever comes. Probably our last stop at a fuel stop. We're going to go from here. I gotta look up where the Walmart is. We're gonna stop at Walmart and pick up some groceries. And then we're off of 25 and headed across up into the mountains. Like what you just looked at. We're going that way. So far so good. Everything's going well. Truck's doing good. we're at elevation. My ears have been popping on and off, so I know we're up higher. The last time I checked, we were at 5,000 feet, 4,800 feet. So, oh my goodness. Throwing roosters. Okay, back to the rig. I gotta do some mapping, find that Walmart. Okay, we just gotta clean up the truck. We're on the last leg, okay? Next stop, Walmart. Last stop, Turtle Rock Campground. You excited? I know you're excited to get out of this dang truck, aren't you? Aren't you? I know. Slept good last night. Oh, that was a quiet rest stop. You know, on the way out this morning, I saw a sign that I did not see yesterday. It said 12 hours parking only. And we got there yesterday at about 2 p.m. We started driving at 5:30. So we were there over 12 hours, but I did not even see that sign. There were about a dozen other folks in the lot this morning when we woke up. But I slept very soundly last night. Very good. Put the air conditioning cord away. Yeah, we ran the AC yesterday for several hours in the afternoon. And then, I don't know if I recorded any video. We had like a mini blast, like storm that came through. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Wind. There were a couple of bursts that went like, and the truck went crazy. So I know there were a couple that were got to be 70, 80 miles an hour from the sound and the feel of it. And it rained, but boy, it felt good. It dropped the temperature off quite a bit. But then, of course, the sun came back out eventually, and the temperature started climbing back up. So we had to turn the AC back on and run it right up until I unfolded the bed. So it was nice and cool in here. It was like 72 degrees. And then it was time to go to bed. Shut off the AC, turned on the roof fan, blowing air in. Nice and comfortable. Didn't feel hot at all. It was nice. Worked out really well. All right, we will see y'all down at Walmart, okay? Okay, we just pulled into Walmart, only 9 miles down the road from the Pilot we were sitting at. If I was more on top of my directions, I would have just gone on and parked here instead of the Pilot, but it is what it is. Okay, got my list ready to go. All right, we're leaving Walmart. We have 102 miles to our destination. So we got to get back on 25 for, I don't know, maybe 10 miles, and then we get off, and then we start all this zigzagging, and you know, anytime that I see all the zigzags, I know what's coming. So that's Highway 24. All right, so let's get going. You ready, Freddie? Okay. We made it. This getting into this campground, really tough. You saw the footage. Getting into this campground was tough. There were a couple of, I had to just put it all the way to the floor, and I was spinning. I mean, there was 2 times when I didn't know if I was gonna make it because I was breaking loose. The rear tires were spinning. So we got out and we took a quick walk around here to let Lefty get a breather. And This has designated sites. They're numbered. So it's not just kind of like a wide open and there's, a gravel road and you have to go around and every spot is taken. And I came around the bend and this spot was open. Not pointed the direction I'd like to be. It's not a great spot for us. But unless something else opens up, and we're only going to stay here a few days. This is just to see this area. So we'll get you out tomorrow and we'll walk around and show you all where we're at. Thanks for coming along on the ride with us. Everybody take care, be safe. We'll see y'all again really soon. Well, we made it. The truck made it. We made it.